let's go ahead and get this thing started. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Egyptia. Pew 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 pew. I definitely need to get a dance hall horn for sure. Definitely gotta show my Caribbean roots on this podcast for sure. So I'm definitely gotta figure out how to add that in. Not tech savvy, but I will figure it out. But what's up, everybody? It's your girl Egyptia, and welcome back, and welcome to This Needs Wine. So if you didn't listen to my intro, I did, talk about that, wanted to just, ignite conversations and how I love talking about relationships and what's going on in the world. And, how I like to kind of talk over these things on, with a whole glass of wine. So I am currently sipping on a red wine. It's a red blend. It's not a Merlot or Cabernet or anything. It's just a nice red blend, which I love red wine. So I think, whenever I am doing the podcast, I'll probably tell you guys what I am drinking so that way you guys can know. So anyways, just wanted to tell you guys that this podcast will have two segments. The first segment will be Grab the Glass. And basically this is the bread and butter of the show. This is basically the conversation starter. This is pretty much, what we're gonna, the basis of what we're gonna talk about. And the second one will be post of the week. So like I said, I love using social media and what people say and their opinions to really come back and have some thought-provoking questions and thought-provoking, conversations. So it's definitely my zhuzh. So pretty much, when we get to the post of the week, I'll be sure to screen record my screen. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can read along as I'm reading. And then for the members who would like to just, listen to my voice, I'll be sure not to read too fast because sometimes I talk and read way too fast. So let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. All right. So one question that I always ask myself, and to be honest, I even ask about it even in my own relationship. And I think about it for other people in relationships. So how far is too far before marriage? How much can you give to someone? How much are you supposed to do or can do before your husband and wife? It's something I always ask, and maybe I should start asking that question to married people, because sometimes I wonder, what are the things that they did before they got married? As a woman, I can only speak for, the footprint of a woman or, an opinion of a woman, because that is my life. As women, there's always this thing of like, don't overly cook, don't overly clean, don't overly tend to a lot of the things. If you are not married, there's certain things as a girlfriend that you should have. These are the checklists that you should have. And then once that commitment is made between the two of you, I don't like to say just the man committing to you, because you also have to commit as well. Then once that commitment is made, then there's more things that you can share with your mate. So sometimes I just wonder how far and how much is too much. I'm definitely going to ask a lot of my married people. Definitely. So the reason why I bring this up, again, social media, it's definitely an oldie but a goodie already, because, hot topics come and go so fast. But I definitely, I'm definitely going to do this where there may be times where a certain conversation and think piece has come and gone for weeks, and then I decide to finally talk about it. Sometimes I'll be right in the midst of talking about it when it first comes out, but I just thought that this would be a good starter for, what I would like to discuss and talk about in terms of the podcast. But I do know that this was something that was kind of old news, but it maybe was a month ago. So Ari Fletcher, which is, I definitely don't know what she does, but Moneybagg Yo, we're definitely going to kind of start on the hip hop end. I don't want to say ratchet. I want to say hip hop end, because again, I would like to discuss topics when it comes to the Black community, because I am a Black woman. I am with a Black man. My life consists of melanated people. So that's what my opinions will be based upon when it comes to our community. And I'm very passionate about the Black community in the US. So anyways, so Ari Fletcher, Moneybagg Yo, so apparently he turned 30. I believe it was 30. And she bought him how much was it? 28 acres of land for his 30th birthday. Damn. 28 acres of land. I mean, damn. Like, I'm trying to buy a house. God dang. 28 acres of land? Talk about 40 acres and a mule. My God, that's a lot. So, everybody has been commenting on it and saying, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? You're not even married to this man, and this man shows no records of committing to a woman. Apparently, he has like 2001 kids. I heard 7. I didn't do a check yet. Maybe I should kind of check to see how many kids he does have. But anyways, apparently he has a lot of children. He's never married any of the baby mothers. So he shows the track record of not even attempting to fully commit. So everyone is saying this is the issue that we have as Black women. We do too much for our men without getting the commitment, without getting the full commitment of our men. And then we just kind of give. And then, we're in the relationship for a while and then we turn around and say, what am I doing this for? So sometimes I think about that too. Because in our community, marriage is something that we don't really do that much. I think in our generation now, I'm realizing that it's becoming something that we don't value, we don't see the importance of. And honestly, it is something that really frustrates me. Because my thing is if you share a bond in love with someone, you share a home with them, you could share children with them, you could share all these things with them, why not be married? Why not make it to where it's completely official? Now, the difference is if you are a woman who does not want marriage, that's different. I'm speaking to the women like me who we want marriage. We want a husband. We want that official blending of the family. We want to become one with our mate. So I'm speaking more for those women. A lot of times we get into situations and it seems like we give a whole lot and we want the marriage, but the guy doesn't really reciprocate that. So, and then it's also the how long should you date until you're married? It's so confusing on what you should do or not do. I think my biggest thing is probably communication. I always will tell girls, women, whomever that I have conversations with whenever we have these topics, again, over wine, I always say my biggest thing was always setting expectations literally on the first date. A lot of times a lot of my guy friends would say, girl, you really are trying to make these men run away on the first date. My response is, cool. If they want to run away after the first date, that means I am not supposed to be with them. Because for me, I know what I want. I know my expectations and what I need. And I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. And the whole point of wanting to be a wife, it has nothing to do with just the wedding, just the title, just a ring on my finger. It's more of a legacy thing. It's more of a protection thing, not only for me, but for my mate. Because I think about these things as in, what if, knock on wood, knocking on the wood. What if I kick the bucket? We have these 3 kids running around in a house, 3, 4 kids. How many ever kids that God will bestow upon me? Lord, give me 2 because I can't do no more. I don't think I could handle more than 2 because, whew. But how many ever kids that God blesses me with, the universe blesses me with, we have the kids, we have the house, we have the cars, we have all these bills that need to be paid. And my income contributes a lot to the income of the house because yes, my husband will be working and me, I don't plan on stopping on working even when I have kids because for me, I like to contribute to my household. I would like to contribute to my household. I don't have the household yet. I'm living alone currently and I have a beautiful, amazing partner that I am dating. And so for me, I always saw my parents come together and they were a team. The household didn't function. It couldn't function without one without the other. They definitely showed me what teamwork was when they had their marriage. So for me, I'd like to contribute to that. I like to contribute financially as well as mentally, spiritually, physically, um, emotionally. I would like to be there as well. So, anyways, knowing that my income, helps with the lifestyle that we have uphold, that I would uphold with my husband. If I kick the bucket, at any time, I would want to make sure that I go to the next life with my husband not having to worry about finances. I would, he will already be mourning me. The kids will be mourning me, and life will already be hard because he's not going to have his partner, his soulmate, his best friend, his partner in crime. So why make it even harder on him when the way that I can make it easier is that we get married and automatically everything will go to him if I pass away, and vice versa. It's all about protection of both parties. A lot of times, too, I do understand how the system works in terms of, if something goes wrong in a relationship, everything is for the woman. And I definitely think that is definitely unfair. And that is definitely why a lot of men are really apprehensive and scared to get married, and they're hesitant. And I totally understand that. But looking at the bigger picture, it's not just protection for us, it's also protection for you if anything were to happen to me, and you got to take care of these kids, and you got to take care of these houses, these cars, and all of these things. So I think about those type of things of why I want to be married, why I want to be a wife. I want to make sure that I cover my husband, my mate, my partner, however I can cover him, cover the children. And I want to have the same thing, from him. And I know a lot of times, which is, I love these debates that I have with my partner. We debate a lot. And honestly, I would love for him to come on a podcast, but we'll see because he is a lot more private than I am. But he said something and it was kind of thought provoking. He said, "Well, you can always will everything to someone." Now, again, he's into marriage. He wants to be married and all those things. So he's not the person who opposes marriage or he's against it. He's definitely not that way. There's definitely plans on moving to the next level of our relationship. But when the time is right, when we have everything together. But he said, well, you can will everything to someone. And that's true. That's a valid point. And a lot of men use that. They say you can draw up a will and you don't necessarily have to be married. But here's the thing. Who wakes up the next day and says, I'm going to draw up a will and I'm